Randomania, Tyrannex taking care of the tracking, Norastra taking care of the restreaming, Wookleosis, Falconic FF here to join you on this beautiful summer evening, late June 2018, and our racers are off.
All right, Mono putting that thief in the front spot. What does that mean for him?
We'll find out. He chose to take a thief here. It's White Mage Forest.
He did. We'll see soon if that's going to mean an early Dan or if he's actually taking it for the ambush and encounter rate. Nuke level 1. That ninja's going to be able to learn that. That's nice.
Nuke level 1 in the Black Magic Shop. I saw a strong harm spell over in the White Magic Shop of Canaria. Monoci directly outside to take out some imps, and he's going to melee them down.
He is, which is it's not a bad idea. You don't know what they have yet, or if they even have anything. This is a good way to find out.
Money situation potentially here. Monoci might be looking to get a couple bucks so we can pick up that nuke. We see FuchsiaFantasy following in the same sort of strategy now.
Mm-hmm. Well, already paying off for Fuchsia, the party selection. He's got 2 red mages that can cast that nuke spell versus just the 1 for now over on Mono side until the class change.
And I wonder if Monoci85 here considered a reroll potentially with that nuke at level 1. I would think FuchsiaFantasy is going to be pretty satisfied though.
It's going to make quick work of the early game for sure. With all the spell casts you're going to get at that level 1, it's also going to help out later game in Topher when you're going through some of those enemies.
Having 8-9 shots a nuke and 2 light warriors that have it can do a lot of damage. Both players directly to the Black Magic Shop to pick up their nuke.
Looks like Fuchsia's making his way up to TOF, so we'll see what's in those chests or if he goes straight for Garland.
Veteran move. Veteran move from FuchsiaFantasy. Watch how he walks around Canaria. We'll see if Monoci makes that move as well. He's about to leave Canaria. He does not. He's walking around on tiles that don't count. We call them free spaces so as not to get an encounter.
Alright, so far I don't think we've seen anything nasty from any of the enemies. No skills, no hard hits, stun touches, nothing like that.
Not yet. Fuchsia is the first to the Temple of Fiends, picks up an iron something. I wasn't sure if that was armor or an iron gauntlet.
It was iron gauntlet.
Okay.
And silver armor and heal potion. So silver armor is going to be nice early on to get that warrior or that fighter nice and armored up.
Monoci making good use of the Harm 4 spell that he picked up in Canaria, taking out some zombies, getting up to level 3. Meanwhile, FuchsiaFantasy has initiated the Garland fight. 1 nuke from FuchsiaFantasy, and down goes Garland.
Yeah, well, we're not going to see on Fuchsia's side if Garland had anything here. Alright, so we got the canoe from the king and the loot from... is this even randomized?
Princess Sarah gives the loot, and the trusting king of Canaria hands over the canoe. I guess that might mean our players might head west.
Yeah, unless for some reason we get a bridge. Yeah, we're going to be making our way down towards Astos and Northwest Castle and down towards Elfland. See some level 3 spells.
Elfland being the main destination. Along the way, the Dwarf Cave, I would certainly think. 2 chests there would be a visit for both of our players tonight.
I've actually had a pretty good string of luck on my practice seeds with really, really good items being in those 2 chests. And they're not guaranteed to have anything nice in them, but sometimes it just rolls that way.
Yeah, especially like a good AoE item. A light axe. You know, maybe a Zeus Gauntlet, something like that you can mow down some enemies with as a good accessory to maybe one of your light warriors that doesn't have that type of skill.
Yeah, I got a mage staff earlier today. You get something like that early, and it pays off extremely well. It's very nice to find.
Monoci sells the armor that he picked up in the Temple of Fiends, uses it to buy real estate, cabins, 87 gold.
That's a smart play, especially since we haven't seen anything nasty just yet. Take those save items, kind of move along the way, and if something bad happens, you don't have to reset and come all the way back from Canary.
Monoci has started his hike west. FuchsiaFantasy heading back toward Canaria. I would think that he's looking to do the same thing, perhaps some cabins, a little bit more real estate.
Well, this is right in line with how we've seen Mono play. He is a very, very fast runner. He'll make dives earlier than you typically see, and he does not like to hang around and sit in one spot for too long.
Monoci, the first player tonight to the Dwarf Cave, and it's 2 chests. Couple bucks. About 1,000 gold.
Pretty vanilla. I think it's a little less than you actually get in the vanilla game, but money's not bad. Not at all.
Fuchsia Fantasy elects to keep his equipment. Took a couple fights, went for a walk, now he's picking up his cabin. Same sort of strategy, Falconic. Different implementation, but same idea.
Yeah, I think early on, save items are the safe way to go. I do like that Mono sold his gear. Sometimes he goes a little crazy with the gear selling. I've seen him sell opal bracelets. Or...
yeah. I've seen Monoci sell the ice armor straight out of the Dwarf Cave. And you know what? Monoci's 4-0. Who are we to judge? The results speak for themselves. I wouldn't do it, but I also wouldn't eat the large amount of cookies that Cookie Monster Monoci85 does as well.
Oh yeah, he's got those cookie hacks going. All right,
Max plus Pi joining us in chat. Always a pleasure to have you. Asking if you'd ever use Quad X, if it's the same level as Nuke. If it's a lower level and it's cheap, sure, why not? It could be potentially very good in a pinch. It could be used. I would certainly think so, Falconic. It's not bad to have.
Yeah, I mean, considering the fact that Nuke has the highest available roll of 400 and as low as, I believe, close to 100, there's such a huge range in there. If you're taking out someone like Astos, I'm not going to waste Nuke. I'm just going to throw Quad X at him and watch him fall.
Level 3 White Magic in Elfland has Fade in the 3rd slot. That strengthens Fuchsia Fantasy's party. That's learnable by the Red Mage.
Yeah, he is set for Magic. So Mono here, unless he does some pretty bold strats, which of course we just talked about, he is capable of doing. This is Fuchsia's race so far. This is going to be plenty of spells to get him through the early game and late game.
Brack available. Level 3 Black Magic. Temper popped up. Level 4 Black Magic here in Elfland.
Okay, well you love seeing Temper when you've got a thief in your group, because that's going to be something he can pick up after the class change.
Especially with the White Mage being forced. Wall and Cure 4 also in level 3 White Magic. Both players certainly going to like to see that with their Force White Mage.
You know, I was almost starting to think that maybe Mono actually dams that White Mage, but I'm seeing no signs of it just yet. I know he doesn't really care for it too much, but yeah, seeing Wall that early, maybe you don't, for sure.
Nothing good in the armor shop. Fuchsia Fantasy checks that out. Monoci
is
going to
spell.
Monoci moving.
Frost.
Yeah, Hydras have Frost. Monoci's a big fan of Hydras. He's going to try to take those types of fights, mow them down in this early game in the river system on his way to Crescent Lake right now and potentially on his way to Provoca nearly in the short future. They're good for experience. They're good for money on your trip for this hike.
Yeah, normally I would, like we were talking about earlier, Quad X is beautiful on Hydras early, but when they've got Frost and you're rolling into 2 of them that cast it, maybe that's not a fight you want to take just yet.
The Piranha's annoying for Fuchsia Fantasy right now. He pulls out a nuke and going to take care of those fish.
Yeah, this is something that you'll see these 2 runners take, that they preach and preach and preach a lot in the Discord and in commentary for other racers. Take your levels along the way. They know where they're going to go. They're going to hit up Crescent Island. They're going to fight them. They're going to go up to Provoca. And they're taking the fights along the way. So sometimes you'll see some pop grinds and everything. Oh, here's our floater. So Jet Seed confirmed. Mono's going to be flying here in just a moment. But yeah, I like taking these levels.
Mm-hmm. Circle of Sages, Sage hands. Both player is going to hand to Fuchsia Fantasy soon as well. The floater. So the floater unlocks the airship. It is canoe locked. Both players have the canoe. We're going to see around a 10-minute airship. Also in Crescent Lake in the White Magic, Heal 3 was available, as well as Bane. Level 6 Black Magic.
What do you know about that Bane spell?
I know a lot about the Bane spell. It is the one of my specialties, one of my favorite things to do, Falconic. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, I think I'm still recovering from the overhypeness of you throwing that on Chaos and having it land.
Chaos messed with me, tried to use a Cure 4, so I gave him a little poison smoke. Monoci with his airship right now, right around the 9.5-minute mark. He heads directly to Sarda in his oceanside cave to pick up his incentivized item as Fuchsia Fantasy is about to pick up his floater from Crescent Lake.
Cube from Sarda. How much you want to bet he makes a quick peek over into Provoca and see what the pirates have for him?
I would think that's the next destination. I would stop off in the Titan Strobe. Looks like Monoci85 is going to do that.
Oh, yeah.
We'd like to remind you that Falconic FF, my broadcast partner tonight, is 2 for 2 and rolling very entertaining seeds. He did roll this seed. So far, we haven't seen anything too terrible. We're only 10 minutes in, but we've just started.
Yeah, I'm still holding out hope for a very nasty Temple of Fiends. So we'll see. But so far, I'm a little bit disappointed. I wanted to see a little bit more of a rough start. I like the tough sledding early on, but we're flying right through.
FuchsiaFantasy directly on the tail of Monoci85 now. He's flown over to Sarda's Cave, picked up his cube.
Yeah, you're looking at pretty standard routing at this point. There's nothing too crazy. They're both kind of on each other's heels. Both going to go pick up Pirates next. Looks like, was that a death touch or was that just damage kill?
What was that?
I think it might have been damage kill. Those are Tigers. You're still a little underleveled, but it might have just been overpowered.
As Falconic predicted, Monoci has headed directly to Provoca. He's going to check out. He'll check out the magic shops as well. Level 2 white magic, learnable by a lot of people. The Knight, not much other than Lamp.
Lamp, a very, very undervalued spell. It
yes.
No, it does nothing.
Fire 3, a sweeper, as Dimmerine 2 likes to call it. Warp, very valuable here at level 2.
Yeah, you gotta love seeing that warp. That is phenomenal before Ice Cave and Castle of Ordeals. And at level 2, so you're gonna have plenty of charges.
Angry Canuck joining us in chat, confirming it was a damaged kill. I believe that was the Piranhas. So no death touch sighting or anything like that. Monoci85 followed by FuchsiaFantasy, now in Provoca. Monoci's got ahead and he's gonna nuke some pirates.
Yeah, they didn't last very long.
See you later. Now Bicky the Pirate gives in and hands the Light Warriors of Monoci, and soon after that, FuchsiaFantasy, the Slab.
Yeah, that's a great item to find from an NPC, because you can immediately route that into the northeastern side of the continent, where you're going to go, Gaia, if you got the bottle, turn into Lafine after you hit up Melvin, maybe jump into Mirage Tower and get a quick early check on some of those chests. So I love seeing that from NPCs for sure.
Is that a gold bracelet for sale, I believe, here?
35K.
35K. What I've seen, we have not seen the Pro Rings as well. Those are the two things that you kind of want to notice for sale in the armor shops. So, gold bracelet in Provoca, 35K.
They might come back to that later, but something tells me they won't. I think they're going to find the armor they're looking for. Probably find a few in the chest. You're going to find the opal at some point, more than likely. So, at that price, I don't know.
17,000 gold for the rod. It is our vendor item. It is for sale in Provoca tonight.
So we picked up Warp, but it looks like Mono is instead going to go to Volcano for the armory check rather than hitting up Ice Cave. Does that kind of tell you he thinks he might be a little underleveled?
It tells me that Monoci wants money. That's what I think he's making this trip for. I think he'll get in, raid this as fast as he can, and get out and leave. And move on to something else. Meanwhile, FuchsiaFantasy, we got our first route divergence now. Less than 15 minutes in, Fuchsia has head directly to the Ice Cave.
Level 7, that's it's a bold move, but he does have warp, so... Well, there's that money you talked about. He's getting it in spades right now.
That's what Monoci's looking for. Maybe something to sell, who knows? Perhaps a weapon to maybe do some physical damage from his thief, because his thief is still standing.
There's a light axe, that's nice, and a flame armor, so tons of money and some pretty good armor.
Level 8 for FuchsiaFantasy now. He hasn't even made it to the second floor. He's checking his spell charges. He reset. Round 2 for Fuchsia in the Ice Cave now. As we thought, Monoci went ahead, raided the volcano. He's got his money. He heads back to Provoca now.
Yeah, I like that move. He had warp. You've already got your airship, so it's not a long trek back. So just go in, find out what's there, get that money you talked about, and then leave. And now he's going to make that Ice Cave because it's incentivized. And we have warp.
Neck and neck our runners are now. Monoci with a couple more bucks because he raided the armory very quickly.
Ooh.
Eye mages doing some damage. Falconic
This is why
Seed
Ice
Strikes.
Cave is nasty. You see so many different enemies here that can roll different scripts. And level 7, I mean, Quad X, it's going to hit
Wizards. Packs of wizards have ice too. Eye mages have Quad X. Eye mages have something else too. I believe it was Cremate. Fuchsia Fantasy taking on the wizards now. He doesn't know that yet that they have ice too. Oh, they have lightning too. Add that to the list. Here we go. 15 minutes in.
Death Touch as well? Do wizards have Death Touch?
Lightning 2 from the wizards. Focuses on Fuchsia Fantasy right now. There's another lightning 2. Round 6 for Fuchsia Fantasy in the ice cave. Monoci round 2 or 3.
Ooh. Hey, where else might we see these wizards?
Wizards will pop up in Earth Cave again.
And that is confirmed in chat. That is Death Touch wizards on top of Light 2.
Volcanic FF strikes again. Monoci, I believe, is aware of the Eye Mages. He's getting wiped. Fuchsia gets a nuke off against the wizards. We haven't gotten very far in the ice cave. Both players now continue the ice cave dive. They've got warp. They want to get that item, and I would think get out of here.
Race with Stun Touch as well. All right, so I'm feeling pretty good about this seed. I was a little upset about the Jet Seed. A little upset about some of the prices and items are getting early, but Ice Cave's made up for it. I'm happy.
Monoci cannot reset fast enough. Fuchsia Fantasy making a little bit of headway here now. He's made it to the main drop room. There are Eye Mages in here. Mages as well. Both players continuing to make this ice cave dive. It seems to me, Volcanic, that they want to get the item and get out of here and not come back.
Yeah, I think so. If you're both of these runners, though, what item is it that you're hoping is incentivized here? Is it the crown, maybe the bottle, so that you can take out that northeastern side of the continent or the world?
Right. I would certainly think so. Monoci gets ambushed by a 9-pack of undead. Fuchsia Fantasy's moved forward. He's made it to the drop down. He's using the warp trick. He gets the bottle out of the ice cave now.
All right, so the bottles and the power gauntlet. Ooh, so good pickup there. The bottle does now open up Gaia. You can route in your slab up to Lafine, hit up the Mirage Tower, and do a peek like Mono did to the volcano.
Fuchsia Fantasy is out of the ice cave now, utilizing the warp spell. He's going to head back to town. Monoci has another reset, round 8. Monoci versus the ice cave.
Yeah, I don't blame Fuchsia one bit. You got 2 really great items and got out quickly. After what we've seen so far, I agree.
Monoci hitting that long run now. I believe that's where Fuchsia was, right around there. That's how he got to his item. Monoci getting ambushed again by mages now.
He got lucky. All 3 missed, though, so they're not packing too much. But he does take the XP, it looks like. He's going to nuke him down.
Fuchsia Fantasy doing some shopping, getting some heal potions. Could the volcano be next on his list?
Yeah, more than likely. He might do exactly what Mono did, where he just kind of took a quick peek in. I don't know if he'll go all the way. Oof. Mono's having a hard time.
4 or 5 quad X's from the Eye Mages completely devastate Monoci85's party. Reset button. He's going in again, Volcanic.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame him. You've made up your mind. You've got warp. It's almost one of those things where you've dug yourself too deep that now you can't get out of that hole. Keep going. Try to go. I mean, maybe after a couple more wipes, you kind of cut your losses, but I don't blame him.
I don't blame him either. I would consider, knowing my opponent and how good my opponent is at this point in time, I would have cut my losses at this point. But Monoci clearly has a plan. He wants to get this item. He doesn't want to come back here. He's got the warp charges to get out, just like Fuchsia did.
I wouldn't doubt if Mono is doing all this in hopes that the item's a tail. I think he wants the class change as quickly as possible. He might
want to get that thief to a ninja. Can outfit it with that, I think it was the ice armor that he found. Or flame armor. Monoci's got his item.
He doesn't have as many casts of warp here, so he's going to have to walk out one of these floors before he casts that last warp. Let's hope he makes it.
Ambush from the undead. Eye Mage is using Cremate. Monoci hanging in there. A couple physical attacks. There's Quad X from an Eye Mage. Knocks down the White Mage.
You got the nuke off here. Yeah, I don't know. You have to pick your battles. Which floor do you want to run through, and which one do you want to do the warp cast on? This one's actually a little bit longer of a walk, if I'm not mistaken. But Looks like he made it.
Monoci chose the right floor. He got through the tough fight. He's out of the ice cave now. Our runners are pretty neck and neck. He's going to go do his shopping, heal potions. Looks like revive his warrior right now. FuchsiaFantasy digs deeper into the volcano now. Is he skipping chests at this point? It looks like he might be.
I do like that Mono routed in his rod purchase here while he was already near Provoga.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's the mage staff for us. I'd like to see a black shirt in this one, but...
Yeah, you'd definitely like to have the essentially unlimited Ice 2 cast in the volcano. We are 20 minutes into this match now. Did Monoci pick up his rod? I believe he did.
Yeah, he's got the rod. So it looks like I was wrong about Fuchsia. I thought maybe he'd just go in for the armory, but he's full clearing. There's the white shirt. That's a great pickup.
White shirt and essentially a free chest now for FuchsiaFantasy.
Ops not check the 2 chests at the top right, though.
Monoci headed to the volcano. No, he's not. He reparks his airship. It's good old Monoci.
He parks it there for a reason, though. Mono has a reason for everything he does.
FuchsiaFantasy blazing through the volcano now, on his way to carry the Fiend of Fire.
Didn't check the red D chest either. It's I mean, it's a calculation. What are the chances that something good's going to be in that one single chest versus having to take 3 forced fights to get to it?
Do you like to take that red dragon chest, Falconic, or do you like to pass, or does it depend?
When I first started, I would always take it, and now lately, as I've been trying to improve my times, I've been skipping it because again, it's just 1 chest out of 200 plus chests. It's a gamble that I think is more often than not pays off. If it didn't have so many forced fights, I would probably take it. But
yeah, the only reason that I look at taking that chest would be actually those 3 forced fights if I felt comfortable with the Agama, the Red Dragon, which I wouldn't have any information on the Red Dragon, but if I needed some experience or something like that, or if I didn't quite feel exactly comfortable with carry, or if I had a Bane Sword, something along those lines that I knew I could go ahead and Poison Smoke the Agama.
Well, not quite Poison Smoke on Fuchsia's side, but he did throw out the Quad X and that took out carry, so he's got his first orb lit at 22 minutes, which is blistering pace.
Blazing fast. You see why these 2 players are 4-0. Very good at this game. You want to learn about this game. If you want to play this game at a high elite level, this is one of the matches to watch right here. Randomania Prime, Narastra bringing us the restream. Tyrannex all over that tracker. Falconic FF Wuklios is joining you this evening. Thank you for bringing us into your home.
Yeah, if you're going to watch any match this tournament and try to craft your game around it, try to follow along with what they did, this is the one to watch. These 2 guys will make this game look easier than it could ever seem. But I promise you it's not, so...
No. Understanding what these players are doing and executing it are apples and oranges. FuchsiaFantasy heading to Castle Ordeals, and it's incentivized item now. Monoci85 picks up his white shirt in the volcano.
And he's going to go top right and check those chests that Fuchsia skipped. And Opal Bracelet. So nice pickup for him. Very nice.
FuchsiaFantasy very unlikely to see that Opal Bracelet. Volcano's not on his list to go back.
I mean, that just goes to show you what we were talking about earlier. You asked if I would check the red D chest, and I said that's 1 chest out of 200. Fuchsia opted to skip 2 chests here. It's just 2 out of 200, but look what he got. He got an Opal Bracelet, which is the best mage armor in the game.
It is very strong.
So I don't think Mono's too upset about that extra 20 or 30 steps he had to take there.
FuchsiaFantasy made quick work of the long hike to Castle Ordeals. He's entered the Pillar Maze now. Different every time. It's shuffled here in Final Fantasy Randomizer.
And we're going to see a carry pull on Mono's side. Yeah, Temple of Ordeals shuffled brings a new twist to it. That warp spell is going to make it far, far easier, though, than if you didn't have it. So it looks like Mono's just going to throw some spells out there. He's not going to do the Quad X just yet. He might just get this down with Fade and Nuke.
FuchsiaFantasy made quick work of carry. I can only think Monoci85 will do that as well. Yeah,
it's going to be falling here very, very soon. But again, this is 2 or 3 rounds on carry where Fuchsia was able to just throw out that quad X and get it taken care of quicker. So a little bit better strategy on Fuchsia's side.
Tiles behind the Fiends are not safe. Red Giant attacks Monoci85 after Monoci took out Carry. Annoying Monoci now. Monoci steps on the orb, lights his first orb. He's matched FuchsiaFantasy 1 orb apiece.
About 3 minutes behind. Fuchsia did also just find the Sun Sword here in Ordeals. That's a great pickup for early weapon.
Fuchsia picks up his Sun Sword, making quick work of Castle Ordeals now. Monoci doing a little bit of shopping. Brack.
Hey, there's a Katana.
There's a Katana in Castle Ordeals. Both players are going to get this. Monoci's going to like seeing that. He's got a thief, soon-to-be potential ninja, in his party, and the crown has been located in Castle Ordeal.
So that's going to open up quite a few chests here. I forget the exact number because I'm bad at this game, but a couple key-locked locations that they're going to be able to hit up. I don't know if they're going to go straight to that. I think they may just kind of route that in when they're nearby, but it is a required item, and at some point you got to get the key.
Zombie Dragon took out one of Fuchsia's Light Warriors, but he's able to recover, take them out. Monoci85 headed to Melmond now, Meridian, BC's favorite town.
Yep, he loves that town, but he also likes to take that airship and do some work on the Earth Cave.
One incentivized location is left that neither player has been to. It is the waterfall and the robot. One incentivized item remains missing. It is the tail. So the tail will be located by process of elimination in the waterfall. Falconic, if you're 4-0, you're playing another guy. There's the Pro Rings, by the way, for sale in Melmond, only 5,000 gold. Monoci goes directly and buys as many of them as he can. If you're playing another 4-0 and such a high-caliber opponent, and you're in this situation, how much do you consider passing on the waterfall, skipping that, and not getting the tail?
I think it all depends on party makeup. Mono going with the thief, that almost guarantees that if he doesn't den it, he has to, because otherwise you don't get utility. For Fuchsia, with the spells we've seen so far in the party makeup, I think it's a great way to save time. I would almost doubt that he does go there.
Right, I would think so as well, given the spell selection and the party composition of FuchsiaFantasy. He could, as he attempts to take out Gaia. Oof. The poor people of Gaia. Monoci85 has routed in the Earth Cave now. He's got his rod. We're not even at the half-hour mark. He was in the area. Let's see what his plan here is in the Earth Cave.
Yeah, this one you see a lot of people save last because you want it. All the other dungeons have a closer or more dense collection of all their chests. With Earth Cave, everything seems to be out of the way, so you want to typically hit that up after you're already in go mode so that you can just beeline it. And he may still do that, but usually you see it saved a little bit later. Looks like he is getting some chests. And it pays off. Right.
Our first ribbon sighting. There are 3 ribbons that can be found in the game. Do you consider that room and those 3 chests as free, Falconic?
I do, because of the way that I route that floor. I've seen some people that'll take the southern kind of route, and then it puts that a little bit off the beaten path. But I routed in on the northern side, and it's 10, 15 steps away. But that's twice now. Mono's made a dip into an area a little off to the side, and it's paid off. Opal Bracelet and Volcano, Ribbon and Earth.
I'm not so sure. I have watched a lot of FuchsiaFantasy's matches. I'm not so sure Fuchsia picks up that ribbon. We've already confirmed, essentially. Uh-oh, there's the Wizards, that he won't get the Opal Bracelet.
He's not going to get the Opal Bracelet, and to be honest, I don't think Fuchsia cares he's going to miss out on a ribbon. I've seen Fuchsia dive Topher with 0 ribbons whatsoever. If he's got the wall spell, he usually feels pretty comfortable.
White Magic level 7. Exit and Life 2. Available in OnRack. Level 7.
Alright, well, good thing we had a forced white mage.
Monoci not liking these wizards at all.
It's good thing about those wizards, though. The light 2 is unfortunate for sure, but that death touch is going to get you at any level. So coming in here this early, I don't know if it's a horrible play, but I don't. Have we seen life yet? We saw life 2 at level 7.
don't believe I haven't caught Life 1 at this point. If it's there, we missed it, and we certainly do apologize for that. Meanwhile, FuchsiaFantasy has entered the Sea Shrine now, 30 minutes into this match.
Such a low level for Sea Shrine as well. Well, not so much level, but I just don't know that he's got the gear that I would need to feel comfortable making this play. Then again, he's 4-0, so...
Right, he's got the spells.
He's got the spells, yeah.
Yeah. Who did Monoci just fight?
I didn't catch that. I was too busy. The vampire. Well, was it?
The vampire?
There was something there.
Yeah, there was something there. Gold bracelet pick up in the vampire chest for Monoci now.
Well, that saves him about 35k. We talked about that earlier.
Something happened on FuchsiaFantasy's screen. Was that Zap?
Edge in chat is pointing out that it was Zap.
I missed the enemy. I saw the end of the Zap. It might have been the Sea Trolls.
That wouldn't surprise me. We saw last night in the race with who was it? I can't remember who it was. I'm blanking on the name, but we saw some Death Touch lobsters that just made this an absolute nasty run.
Allie and Demon Frog last night with
Allie.
Death Touch lobsters was a complete nightmare for Allie Gerbrap. Allie Gerbrap, excuse me. Trolls starting to pound Monoci85 now. 2 warriors paralyzed, but he gets a fade off from the White Mage. It only takes out one of them, though.
Yeah, this Earth Cave is not being very forgiving. Without that life spell, this is dangerous.
Monoci's down to 2 light warriors now. His fighter and his White Mage.
We know Exit's level 7 and that Black Mage is dead, so without warp, I mean, you kind of have to just go and hope you can kill this with 2 people.
Mono's 2 living light warriors. Look out, these trolls caused him trouble now. They got stun touch. There's one of them, the fighter Mono. He's paralyzed now. The last fade shot being used.
Yeah, what's he gonna do? What's he gonna do against Lich without fade? This is gonna be a tough one for him.
A power gauntlet, I would think, perhaps. The trolls will not leave Monoci85 alone now.
No, and then a 7-pack of Arachnosphere. There is the game changer pickup over on Fuchsia side in the Sharknado room.
We've got a sighting. FuchsiaFantasy has picked up the game changer now. It is in the Sharknado room. It's going to be fairly available to both players. FuchsiaFantasy does have it. Here we go. Lich fight. 2 light warriors. It's Mono and Meridian for Monoci85 versus Lich. Uh-oh.
Ooh. Oh,
Cure
that's...
4? He's going to attack with Harm 4.
Yeah.
Oh!
Great roll in Harm 4. That's really, really well played. I think I would have Cure 4, and that would have been the wrong move.
Monoci didn't seem to be concerned at all. He had a plan. That's why these players are 4-0. His opponent, FuchsiaFantasy, right now, ripping through the Sea Shrine. We're 33 minutes into this match. What a great match from 2 great players, Falconic. I love it.
Yeah, this is insane pacing. You typically will see average to good, even great runners getting 1 orb within 33 minutes, and yet Mono's sitting here with 2 already, and Fuchsia's about to join him, potentially.
2 orbs lit now from Monoci85. He's got the Earth and the Fire. FuchsiaFantasy getting through the Sea Shrine now. Gets up to level 14 on his way to Kraken.
Well, this is where the seed gets fun. Kraken usually doesn't play very nicely with our light warriors.
What does Kraken sometimes do? What does he get, Falconic? What is it called?
A little slappy happy, I think is the term that we give it. And I think this might just add a little extra sweetness to the seed. We have Forced White Mage. Kraken loves to find that White Mage.
I don't know how Kraken always does it, but Monoci85 has... Okay. Is he going to 2-man this, potentially? I mean, he's going to walk right by the clinic, but let's see. He's going to go ahead and revive him.
Yeah, I think he's going to revive him now for sure. He had joked earlier in the week, because he's 4-0, he's already in the brackets, that he was going to throw out a little bit of meme strats, and I thought maybe we'd see it earlier. He joked about 2-manning. He actually did a couple practice runs with 2-manning, but not seen it yet, so I don't think he's too comfortable just yet.
Monoci picks up his Oxyael. Meanwhile, FuchsiaFantasy is firing nukes at Kraken. This could be a situation. Max Plus Pi asked about this earlier as down goes the white mage. You talked about that, Conic. Here come the nukes. A Quad X could come out here. Doesn't matter. Doesn't need it. Fuchsia Fantasy nukes down Kraken 1. He's got his second orb lit now.
Second one, and I would say probably the hardest of the 4 orbs to get lit. But yeah, I call it the Demerin special. If you've got a white mage and you're fighting Kraken, you might as well just say goodbye to the white mage.
Monoci has picked up his Oxiale. He's routing in, picking up the Chime now, so he can get into Mirage Tower. Where does he go next?
I think with Warp on his Black Mage, I wouldn't be surprised if I would dive Mirage just for the chest to see what I got. He probably has a little bit more courage to just go ahead and take out the whole thing. He's got the Q already, so he could make that play.
Fuchsia Fantasy with what I would call a short dungeon lead. He's got Castle Ordeals done in the Crown. Monoci85, which with a decided gear advantage with the one piece of headgear, the ribbon, and the opal bracelets, where I would put this match at this point in time.
Yeah, I'd give Fuchsia a little bit of a lead in progression. Mono's got the gear lead, though. He's got that opal bracelet, and he's got the ribbon. Earth Cave was not friendly, so without that ribbon, Fuchsia might run into a little bit of trouble. That could be a little bit of a gate for him.
Could be, yes. Those wizards were not very nice. We'd like to remind you, as Fuchsia Fantasy translates his slab now, tomorrow, Saturday, June 30th, right here, Randomania, the Randomania family of networks, high noon. It's going to be a showdown, round 2. Sforzando versus Ikbin Maya. A pair of 3-in-1s going at it. Winner moves on to the brackets. Loser has to go to that play-in race. No, neither one of them want to lose this match, Velconic.
They don't. And while you were talking, Fuchsia put up a little bit of the meme game here. Sold the Vorpal and threw up a please recycle picture on top of his.
It must have been some sort of mistake, I would think.
Yeah, he must have lost his mind here. Clearly, I think the seed's getting to him at this point.
It might be. It might be bothering him a little bit. Could be the Wizards. Could be the Eye Mages. Not sure. Fuchsia Fantasy has started the Crown Quest now. Monoci picking up some houses. Spends all his money. He has headed to Onrak. He's going to check out the level 7 shops over here where he finds Life 2 and Exit. Can't be happy to see that.
Hey, there's our ship in Matoya, though. So I think, sadly, this is going to be one of those seeds where Poogle and Joker's girls go unchecked.
I would think so at this point. We've got the Power Gauntlet. Ribbon has been found. Obviously, the Opal Bracelet. Fuchsia Fantasy picked up the Game Changer. Mochi headed directly for Kraken.
So at this point, Mono actually has 2 ribbons, correct? One from Volcano, one from... Or no, actually, he just got it from Earth, and it was
Earth.
Opal. And,
Yep, Earth. Fuchsia Fantasy buys his vendor item, the Rod and Provoca. Routes that in as he heads to pick up his Mystic Key now. He'll be the first player to pick up the Mystic Key.
Curious to see how many chests he opts to unlock and take a look at. There's a pretty good chance that he's going to find a ribbon in one of those locations, whether it's Northwest Castle, Dwarf Cave, Canaria, maybe even here in Elfin Castle.
Could be.
Or just a bunch of nothing.
Not much. Not much at all.
I agree with Edge and Chad here. I think Mono is going to go for that tail. The thief kind of forces that hand. And
I would agree as well. And does Fuchsia skip it? I think he certainly can.
Yeah, no, I think Fuchsia skips it for sure. Right. We saw Life 2 at level 7. The White Mage might pick that up, but everything else has just led to early magic. Fuchsia's going to skip it, and I wouldn't doubt if we see a Tofu dive close to 105.
It could be close, definitely. He's already left the area as well. He's already taken care of Sea Shrine. Monoci has picked up the Game Changer now. He does have the Vorpal. I don't know how he feels about the Vorpal at this point in time, but it's definitely his best weapon.
Yeah, he'll hold on to that for sure. I know Monoci is the type of person that he picks the best weapon available. Right now, the Vorpal is that best weapon. He picks up the Sun Sword in his Ordeal routing. Maybe he'll switch to it, but
That could
he's
be
a
an
fan
option.
of the Vorpal. He does like it.
That's right. He knows. He knows what's going on.
He'll get there one day. We got to add that 5th member to the A-team.
That's right. A-team, Team Vorpal. The game changers. Another unrunnable Wizard Sahag, Red Sahag. These guys got paralyzed touch. Monoci's been getting through it just fine, but he's burning. Ooh, there goes Will.
That's a hit.
He's been burning some spells on these fights, though. He's had a couple of them now.
All right, let's see if that luck changes. He still has one pretty large room to kind of route through. Hopefully he gets a little bit of a hero run, because with 3 Light Warriors, this is not going to be too fun for him. We got Dwarf Cave check here on the Fuchsia side as well. Let's see if there's maybe a ribbon for him.
He found a stick. 65,000 gold. Not what he was looking for, Fuckconk. Not at all.
No, so far the keylock chest, and again, he's not going to go to TOF and check the right side. And I think that's the right play, but just absolutely nothing from the keylock chest whatsoever.
The only reason that I could think Fuchsia would even consider, like I said, we're way far off here, getting the tail and class changing would be the white shirt equip. And that's not saying a lot. So, and it would be a trip out of his way. We're going to find out pretty quick here if Monoci's able to take down Kraken, if he's going to head to the waterfall.
Yeah, it's possible. Edge kind of clarifying in chat. It's at this point, Mono doesn't know exactly where the tail is. For him, it's still 50-50. So if he routes, because he's here in Onrak, he's doing the Sea Shrine, he's going to do the waterfall and accidentally get the tail, whether he wants it or not.
Yeah, and he would want that with the thief as well, so I would think.
So he's going to get the tail, and I don't think he'll be upset about that.
FuchsiaFantasy heads to Earth Cave now. There is a ribbon here in what both myself and Falconic believe are free chests. We'll see if he checks it. I gotta think he's not gonna.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if he did. Maybe he routes the top side like I do, and it just makes sense to take the 10 steps. But yeah, so he's doing top, just like, well, nope, he's the bottom. This is the bottom right I was talking about. This puts those chests out of the way, and you see right there he skips it.
Falconic called it before. Took a different routing method. It's not going to take him near the 3 considered potentially free chests. He does not take it. 2 Light Warriors alive now for Monoci. Kraken comes with a second round of the Ink skill. Monoci protecting himself with a rub. That's 3 power gauntlets that I've seen now from Monoci. Ice Sword on his fighter. Another Ink from Kraken.
At this rate, Kraken's not going to last too much longer unless he has something a little bit more deadly.
Oh, Kraken's not feeling very happy right now. Fires out thunder into Monoci. Monoci fires back with 360 from his knight. Monoci continuing to keep that fighter healed up. 427 damage from the Ice Sword takes out Kraken. 3 orbs lit now for Monoci85. We have not hit the 45-minute mark.
Again, the blistering pace just continues to keep up. 43 minutes in, 3 orbs lit. You're looking at potentially a sub 1 hour Topher, which is just insane.
Wow, there's so much going on for Konik, but there isn't. It's just elite level play from these 2 giants of this game.
Yeah, absolutely. And at this point, you've got to think that both of them, as crazy as it sounds, I bet you both of them think, I'm behind right now.
I know if I play either of these 2 gentlemen, I know I feel behind before I even hit start.
Yeah, that's just something you can do. You got that early airship, seemed like a free seed so far, and that's kind of the worst thing you want to see when you're playing somebody that's as skilled as your opponent, as is the case with both of these people. You want to see the nastiest, most trolly seed ever to try to trip them up.
Right, a bridge seed. Yes. FuchsiaFantasy got through the vampire fight fairly quickly. Did not check the vampire chest. Located in that vampire chest was a gold bracelet. So, no gold bracelet, no ribbon, No opal bracelet for Fuchsia Fantasy. Now, it's kind of adding up a little bit armor-wise.
Yeah, that's 3 for 3 for Mono on those checks. You could say it's lucky, but it's steps away from him. It's kind of a little curious Fuchsia's not taking some of these easy chests. I don't know that he's quite in go mode yet, but maybe in his terms of the way he plays the game, maybe he feels that way.
It looks like he might. That is Fuchsia Fantasy. I certainly describe him as take no prisoners, and this is a perfect example of it as we hit the 45-minute mark now. Fuchsia Fantasy is at Lich looking for his third orb.
Something tells me this one's going to be a little bit of a pushover compared to what we've seen in the other few. Maybe not even more than a round. Nope. 1 round. So 3 orbs at 45 minutes. So again, just 3 minutes slower than Mono, but he does already have 4 deals done. So he's got 1 place left to check.
Fuchsia Fantasy has already done the crown quest. Monoci85 has entered the waterfall, honing in on the tail. Monoci has not gone to Castle Ordeals nor done the crown quest.
This actually might pay off for Mono, though, especially if he goes with the way that we've seen him going so far. Let's say he does pick up the crown and he turns in for the key. He may not even opt to open up any of those chests and just go. Just straight go.
Yes. Level 15 now for Monoci in the waterfall. He's got his tail. Fuchsia Fantasy has...
Go ahead.
Fuchsia Fantasy headed toward Lefin to pick up his chime to enter the Mirage Tower. Black shirt fine for Monoci.
I was going to say, what are the chances we see that second ribbon in Waterfall and Mono's dive pays off yet again? But just a black shirt. It's been a while since Will's been up off that floor. Do you think that's a permanent state for him?
No.
Not after that tail pickup. Had that been the crown, maybe that would have swung it over towards danning him, but this late in the game. Has nothing to do with the name, though, right?
No. Monoci's Thief Ninja in this party selection, I've watched him play, I've studied Monoci85 very, very much so, is his leader of the Light Warriors. The armor selection, wasn't there a katana in the volcano?
The katana was actually in Ordeals. It was in the lower left section. Yeah, so he'll get it. He'll get it. There's the
Life 2 pickup. I like that move.
And exit. He had just enough money for exit as well.
Yeah, why not?
There's Will being picked up. Welcome back to the party.
Yeah, welcome back, leader. Light Warrior leader, the thief, soon to be ninja. A wild card in this matchup of 4-0s.
You're starting to see, it's weird how quickly the meta changes. The first 3 weeks of this Swiss rounds, you wouldn't see a thief to save your life. And then all of a sudden, you see a couple people try it and a couple more people try it. And they start winning with it. And here we are, I think 4 or 5 races in a row now with a manually picked thief.
The first person that I saw do it, Falconic, was Ikbi and Maya. He was 3-0. I mean, you can't argue with results, and you can't argue with winning. He abandoned his strategy in his 3rd match, but still moved to 3-0. So, again, you cannot argue with winning. And he used it again yesterday in a one-off match with Sforzando that had to be rescheduled because of a power outage. Maybe we'll see that again tomorrow for the High Noon Showdown, June 30th at noon, right here, Randomania Family of Networks. I'll be there.
Oh, I'll definitely be there as well. It's going to be a fun one to watch. That race started off really, really well. About 40 minutes in before it got cut off, but that thief strategy was making early gains for him.
Fuchsia Fantasy has his chime. He's entering the Mirage Tower. He's doing a check here. What's he looking for, Falconic?
I think he's looking for a little bit better weapon. He's got the Sun Sword, which is nice. He's got to be going for a ribbon, though.
Ribbon, I would think. Monoci85 has done his class change. The progression lead, dungeon lead, is going to be put on hold a little bit now for Fuchsia, as he's going to look for a little bit of gear. Monoci, unfortunately, is not going to be able to take advantage of that quite yet. He's too busy crashing into wilderness and doing the Cardia Islands.
Can't park there. I think Fuchsia is also going to be making a little bit of a level grind here. If you're going to go into Tover without ribbons, and he's already skipped a couple good armor chests that we know of, I think this is his chance to kind of get some HP built up. There's some opal gear as well, so if Mono decides to check that first floor, his knight is going to get pretty well geared.
2 ribbons now for Monoci. He puts him on Meridian and Mono.
That's going to be another ribbon that Fuchsia doesn't check. He's not going to do Cardia Isles without the tail.
Look at Monoci. Look at the experience. How fast he is at menuing and how decisive he is. The opal bracelet gets moved around. He puts the ribbon on the fighter and the white mage. He's got to be pretty satisfied now. He's got temper at a lower level. I don't believe we've seen...
Level 4, but you got to be feeling good about that free power gauntlet, though.
All of a sudden, right on Fuchsia Fantasy's tail is Monoci. He's entering the Mirage Tower now. Remember, what I like to call a short dungeon behind ordeals is the difference here, and it's the crown.
I think Mono, though, at this point, yeah, here's where Mono can make time. He doesn't have to check chest. He's got Vorpal, and I think he's okay with that. He's going to eventually have to do ordeals. He's going to find a katana. So Mono's going to clear this faster than Fuchsia will.
You'll have a couple shots of nuke, potentially from the ninja. You'll have a couple good white magic spells for the knight if he does his shopping.
Yeah, I think this is where we're going to equalize. You're going to see Fuchsia take a couple more fights. He's probably going to dig the greater than less than. Mono's probably going to skip it. He still does have to do the ordeals, so I think we're going to come out of here maybe at a break even.
Oh, I think you're right, Falconic. I think you are. It looks like Fuchsia is headed to greater than less than.
And you can't blame him. He kind of has to. So far, the chests that he's chosen to skip have been the ones that have held all the items. So
multiple strong items for Monoci and gear. Progression lead for Fuchsia Fantasy. Mono's on the move. He has overtaken Fuchsia now, on his way to the floating fortress. Any surprises in laying in wait up here? We've had a lot of them lately, Falconic.
Yeah, I mean, you've got man-cats that have given a lot of players a rough go. You still have the Bridge of Destiny, which has a large encounter rate, and our favorite enemy in the game.
Fuchsia Fantasy exits out of Mirage Tower now. Saves and enters. He's going to start booking it. Monoci has lost his thief again. His ninja, excuse me.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, because that negates any kind of benefits that ninja brings to the party. Is that Stone Touch from Chimera's? Somebody got stoned. I didn't see if it was Stone Touch or if it was a spell that went off. But
both Chimeras now resisting one Chimera glance. Chimeras have glance. Now they're going to pop up again in the Temple of Fiends you're visited.
Yeah, they are. That's going to be a little bit less scary for Mono with 2 ribbons.
Fuchsia Fantasy hovering around level 18 and 19. Monoci's right around level 17 right now.
Here we got the Poogle special. This is great XP if he can take this fight in 100.
You can take him out. Yeah, lots of HP, and these wizard vampires hit hard.
2,400 XP for just one single fight. That's a great payout.
2 4-0 undefeated players battling to find out which player is going to move to 5-0. They've been playing so well and so efficiently. We have not had a chance to get a recap in. We're going to do it really quick here now. The Trusting King of Canary gave us the canoe. Princess Sarah was rescued from Garland in it. Is that what I thought it was? Oh, and another one!
3rd ribbon. Wow. And again, this is going to be something that Fuchsia potentially skips.
Okay, so Monoci checks chests that a lot of people consider free. We'll get back to the review in just a moment. And he picks up his preferred endgame weapon, the versatile Masmoon. Add to that the 3rd ribbon, Falconic. Wow.
That's insane. You can talk all day about it's only 4 chests. I don't have to take that. Fuchsia, he may make that very decision. But
this is going to be
2 out of 4 give you the best weapon and the best armor in the game. What are the chances?
This is going to be pivotal. We're going to find out real quick if Fuchsia Fantasy checks those 4 chests. Meanwhile, the King of Canaria gave us the canoe. Princess Sarah was rescued from Garland. She gave us the loot. Sarda gave us the cube. The Circle of Sages gave us the floater. It's what we call a jet seed. Vicky the Pirate gave the slab. The rod was for sale in Provoca as the vendor item, 17,000 gold. Located in Ice Cave was the bottle. Both runners struggled in the Ice Cave. Castle Ordeals, the crown was there. Fuchsia Fantasy has it. Monoci does not. Waterfall was the tail. Monoci has it. He's turned it in class change. Fuchsia Fantasy has elected to forego the tail, certainly up to this point in time.
And here we are on that Bridge of Destiny here. So, chat, go ahead and get the Bless RNGs out here. I think if Mono sees a Warmech, he probably takes it. That's great XP.
No question about it. Monoci will fight Warmech.
3 ribbons and the Mazmoon plus the Power Bonk. Yeah, I think he takes it.
Fuchsia Fantasy's closing in on that ribbon and Mazmoon area. He usually likes to check a lot of these chests to fight for the fights and experience.
So he is potentially going to get... well, I mean, he passed up the Opal and he passed up a ribbon, but if you're going to catch anything, this is the one to accidentally catch. So good routing on his part. He's going to pay off with the ribbon and a Mazmoon, and that's going to be more than enough for Fuchsia.
Oh,
absolutely
yeah.
More than enough.
The Bridge of Destiny now for Monoci. Runs into a whole bunch of enemies, using a Fade charge, whittling them down, gets away from the fight. Monoci is closing in on Tiamat now.
So we're 55 minutes in, just shy of 56. Mono's about to pull his 4th Fiend. Very, very possible that we see entrance into TOFR sub 1 hour, which insane. Insane pacing.
Fuchsia is going to continue to check chests. We do think he's going to pick up his Mazmoon and his ribbon. This is how Fuchsia Fantasy usually plays this game. He takes these chests and takes these fights, mows them down, gets experience. He's got to be hovering around a level 20 now.
Yeah, that Mazmoon pickup is making short work of Tiamat here. Plus the nukes going out. This is this will be over soon.
4 hits, 592 from Monoci, takes down Tiamat. The 4th orb has been lit now for Monoci. 4 orbs lit under 57 minutes.
You know, I take that back. 57 minutes blistering fast, but he still has to do ordeals. So he's not going to get the sub-hour TOF, but Fuchsia's still not. Fuchsia's got to be feeling really, really good about his decision to check this floor.
Oh, yeah.
Those 2 items alone validated all the chests that he skipped earlier.
He picked up a Pro Cape as well in the northern room of this floor.
He did, yeah.
It's fast.
We got the level 7 fast?
Level 7 is Black Magic. Is fast. That's why we didn't see it before.
Well, there goes a little bit of a swing into Mono's favor with that Black Wizard.
Monoci sells a gold bracelet and some other stuff. Hits to the level 7 back to pick up fast. I gotta think this is a safety move.
Yeah, I think so. He's got the money for it now. He doesn't have enough money now to head back to Melman where we saw the 5K Pro Rings. You think that's a opportunity missed or not really needed?
I don't think so. He thinks he'll get the money from Kessel Deals, which he still has to do, I would think. If he wants that option.
Yeah, I agree. If you've got the choice between buying fast or buying Pro Rings, I'm going to take fast with 3 ribbons.
No access to life spells, really, almost at all. Life 2 is in level 7. Both players had the Forced White Mage. White Wizard from Monoci. That's their best bet for revival. Should we have a Temple of Fiends that is problematic? Or a Slappy Happy Kraken?
Yeah, Kraken. We've seen some Slappy Happy carries lately, too, so...
Have we seen Invisibility, too?
We've got the white shirt. I don't know if we've seen the spell.
Right. I don't think we've seen the spell either, but both players do have the white shirt. It was located in what we would call a free chest in the volcano. Ruse was available as well early on. I believe it was level 3.
Yeah, we haven't seen the defense sword, so that Ruse spell is going to be a huge pickup if they remember to go back and get it.
Bridge of Destiny. Fuchsia Fantasy gets ambushed by metal slimes. Lightning 2. That's the second round of Lightning 2 into Fuchsia now. 3 more to go. There's a third Lightning 2 into Fuchsia Fantasy now. Make it 4. Down goes 2 Light Warriors for Fuchsia. Another Lightning 2. Down goes 3 Light Warriors. He's down to the White Mage.
Yeah, and he's trying to run. The white mage does have that soul ribbon though, so
he got away.
Yeah, he's able to get away.
Oh,
don't know that he has no life though, does he?
The ribbon saved him, but now what?
Yeah. Now what do you do? He has no exit. Exit was level 7.
Lightning 2 from the slimes again. Bam, bam. There's a third one. Blasting Fuchsia Fantasy now.
That
game changer.
Yeah, that's an absolute swing in momentum.
My.
Absolute. Now, don't count him out either. Fuchsia can easily take out a Tiamat. I couldn't do it, but he could easily take out Tiamat with one character.
The White Mage and the Mazmoon. Oh, big knock from Tiamat right now. He's using Ruse.
He's hoping for ink next, I think. Anything other than an attack.
He's out of Cure 4. He goes going down. He's down. He lost a lot of time, Falconic.
He did, and Mono just picked up the crown. He's about to make his dive, so a humongous swing in momentum. But make no mistake,
wow,
we still haven't seen TOFR, and that's the great equalizer.
Wow. This is what Fuchsia does. He found the ribbon and the Mazmoon. He took all those fights. Gone.
Yeah, all those fights, all the XP, just gone.
Gone. He exited out after the original greater than less than room and saved, so that's salvaged. He's got the information. He knows where that Pro Cape is. I don't think he'll go for it. He knows where the ribbon is and the Mazmoon as well. Wow.
Yeah, he'll probably route in the Pro Cape as well, maybe, but it'll be quicker. But what a time loss. That's unfortunate.
You don't see it coming. You can't. You just can't predict something like that.
No, we saw in last night's race, we saw it as well. Right after Kraken 2, your thought goes straight to how are you going to handle Tiamat 2, and you never even see the 4 worms with stun touch coming that'll wipe you. You just never know.
Monoci has picked up his crown. He's headed to Northwest Castle to return the crown to the kindly king and his pet bat. Volcanic, we're at an hour 2 minutes. You're gonna get your Mystic Key. Do you, against Fuchsia Fantasy, this early, you're having a good run, do you check crown chests or do you go for it?
Oh, no. Heck no. You go. I mean, what could you possibly find? You've got your Mazda, you've got 3 ribbons, maybe the dragon armor, but no, go. Absolutely go.
I agree as well. Monoci's lost now, trying to find Matoya, flying around in circles.
Well, this is where the Mono Lost memes come into play. It happens from time to time. This is interesting. I thought he would skip these 3 chests here, as free as they are.
Fuchsia Fantasy getting wrecked from the Badmen. Lightning 2, Fire 2, Badmen come in packs. I believe they might have ambushed Fuchsia again. Fuchsia takes his 2nd wipe now. He's got to be feeling nervous.
Yeah, as bad as you feel here, that's not the last place you're going to see Badmen.
Mystic Key has been located now for Monoci.
He's got to go here. So 2 wipes now from Fuchsia, and now you're starting to. I mean, I'm sure he loves seeing the ribbon and the Mazmoon. I'm sure he probably is going to be kicking himself later when he realizes that there was another ribbon in a very, very free chest.
Mm-hmm.
And the Cardi Isles, so 2 free chests. Now, I understand his decision not to dive Cardi Isles without the tail. That makes total sense. It's unfortunate that a ribbon happens to be there and it's easily picked up.
Monoci does check at least Elfland Castle and finds nothing in the Elfland Castle locked treasury room. He's picking up the spells. I like this. We'll see if he goes after some chests, but I do like getting Fade on the Knight and Wall on the Knight.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good idea.
It's a little unfortunate to see Fade and Wall on the same level, because Fade can be used to clear out trash packs, but Wall you might want to save for some of those Fiend fights.
Well, we have a moment here. We'd like to tell you that tonight, later on tonight, we believe it's going to be around 10 p.m. Eastern Time, a rescheduled match, Battle of 3-in-1s, X Ice Blue versus Fuzzy Mage over on our sister broadcasting partner, Speed Gaming, we believe 10 p.m. Eastern. We'll get you that information later on. Also, Sunday night, July 1st, 8 p.m. Eastern. Pair down match. 2-2 Will Cleosis must win against the 3-1 Lord Fizzlebeef. Fizzlebeef has already qualified for the play-in race, but he doesn't want, that's not enough for him. He wants to move to 4-1 and not have to deal with the play-in race, move directly to the bracket stage. He's going to try to put Will Cleosis out of this tournament. That's 8 p.m. Eastern, Sunday, July 1st, also on our sister broadcast partner, Speed Gaming.
Yeah, even if Fizzle was sitting at 4-0 and playing you at 2-2, something tells me he's not the type of person to just roll over and give you a free win. So that's going to be a great race.
These players have been going so fast while Monoci preps for his trip to Temple of Fiends Revisited, and Fuchsia Fantasy heads back towards Tiamat now in the Bridge of Destiny. Falconic FF has a little bit of news and information about you, about a new feature coming to Final Fantasy Randomizer. It's called Co-op. Give it to him, Falconic.
So yeah, it's something that our dev, specifically Meridian, is working really, really hard on, and I think it's going to shake this game up quite a bit. So the entire idea as it stands now, and it's going to grow from here obviously, is co-op modes. 2 teams versus another team of 2. Maybe you split up your path. Maybe somebody picks up the crystal, or the crown heads over to Astos. He gives you the crystal. Once one person has the crystal, so does the other. So the other person can be making their trek over to Matoya and then syncing that up within voice chat to say, okay, here I'm pulling Astos. I've got the kill. You should have crystal. You got crystal. Great. Check. Got it. I'll make my way back down to Elfland. It's going to be a really, really great way to kind of tie in, throw some teamwork in, speed the game up, and kind of open it up to new beginners as well, because now you can start to pair yourself off with some of the more advanced players. Really, really fascinating stuff, and it's come together really, really quick. Within the past day or two, he's already gotten a lot of the code written.
Right, that's Meridian VC, actually. The White Wizard of Monoci85's name Meridian, one of our lead developers, wonderful, wonderful man, working very, very hard on that feature. We're going to get you some more information. We'll get into our alpha testing. It's going to be exciting. Teams of 2, potential random teams. It was Falconic and everyone working on it. I can't wait to see that feature.
Yeah, it's going to be absolutely amazing, especially when you consider that potentially you could have teams of greater than 2. So now you've got 3 or 4 people, and you're all kind of routing and planning together. I'll take this area, you go take that area, you dive here. Nitz actually brought up, another one of our developers, brought up the idea of maybe a shared chest in perhaps Canaria Castle. Maybe Monoci picks up a Vorpal, but he doesn't quite want it, so he discards it, and it shows up in the chest for Will Cleosis. He can go to that chest and pick up that Vorpal.
Yes. Fuchsia Fantasy has initiated the Tiamat fight now. He has made it past the Bridge of Destiny. Monoci has found out that the bad men are bad men. They wrecked him up a little bit. Monoci's go ahead. He took him down, though. Level 20 for Stogie, level 15 for Will as Ninja. Fuchsia Fantasy has eliminated Time. He's got his 4th orblet now. Let's see what his path takes him with these 2 wipes. I would think he's going to go and just go directly to Temple of Fiends Revisited, I would think, based upon his 2 parishes.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you kind of have to against Monoci. If he sees something deadly, if he starts to maybe run into some nastiness and take a few wipes, maybe he decides to check Cardia for some free items, and if he does, he'll find a ribbon, but that's not his style. I think Fuchsia's just going to go. He's done this game with less armor than he has now.
Monoci takes out some gas dragons, used a nuke. Now he's healing. Is he going for a walk?
Yeah, it looks like it. I think Mono's seen enough that he wants some more gas dragons. The downside of this floor, though, is this fight right here.
This one right here, the bad men, they will slow you down and they will put a hurting on you. Here comes Fire 2. Monoci entered the Temple of Fiends Revisited at 1 hour 6 minutes. He's taken some fights. Right behind him, Fuchsia Fantasy now.
Here again, this is where we're going to see the ribbons come into play. 3 ribbons means Mono can farm this floor. Fuchsia probably not going to farm it, and this could be a floor that wipes it.
We're going to call it one. We're going to. Down goes the ninja for Monoci85. We're going to call it 1 hour 9 minutes. Fuchsia Fantasy has entered the Temple of Fiends Revisited. He chooses the first floor to do the same thing.
See, this is This is surprising. Both of these guys know about the staircase to the lower left with the green Medusas. I figured one of them would have made that play here, but what do I know? I'm 2-2. They're 4-0. I'm going to default to what they choose to do.
Monoci gets wrecked. He's got warp. He's got enough warps, right? He'll be fine.
He does, and I don't think he's upset about his knight and his black wizard being the two that got all the XP just then.
I bet. Monoci uses his warps and exits now. He's going to head back to Canaria, revive his warriors, save up. We'll see where he wants to go. I've studied Monoci85, as I've said before. He likes level 21 and 22. That's usually where he feels safe, considering he's got 3 ribbons, the Vorpal, the Mazmoon, a katana, and a ninja named Will. I think he's going to go for it right here. No more grinding.
Yeah, I think so. I think this time it's let's figure out what kind of Topher. Well, there it goes, crashing into the forest again. I think it's time to find out how tough this Topher is going to be, and then if he sees some danger, maybe he takes it up to 25 or 26 to get the extra hit on the Mazmoon. Check and fill us in on what that number is. But yeah, I think he makes a dive here.
FuchsiaFantasy with his menuing there to heal is twofold. Subtle move from FuchsiaFantasy, very subtle. He now has a life 2 charge on that white mage. Frost Dragon's annoying FuchsiaFantasy now with Scorch.
Yeah,
there goes Mono.
That's unfortunate. He's seeing a lot of AoE spells against his party there with one ribbon. Scorch, luckily, doesn't put out too much damage, though.
Right around the same levels now, 21 and 22 for Fuchsia. Pretty even match, except for the gear. 2 extra ribbons for Mono. Opal bracelet, both have the white shirt. Both have the Mazmoon, game-ending weapon.
Yeah, just like he called it, Mono making his dive now does not check the validation chest. I thought maybe he would on the very rare off chance that we see a dragon armor, but
dragon
he's got to be feeling pretty good.
We're gonna call 1 hour 11 minutes that Monoci has made his first attempt at the Temple of Fiends Revisited. Take it back on it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the biggest thing is going to be here. Those 3 ribbons are going to come into play. I think we saw some nastiness from some of the water fiends or some of the water enemies that we saw. Scorch going out against Mono, not doing too much damage. The ribbons help out a little bit more there, but still, even without those, we saw that Fuchsia was able to shrug those off no problem. Fuchsia not wanting to find Badman on this floor. That's going to be the worst encounter he can possibly see. Green Dragons, though, or Gas Dragons, he's going to take this for the XP. Some pretty low damage on that nuke roll, though. Probably not too happy to see that, but 2 of them go down. He'll be making quick work out of this. There again, you get to see Mono's incredibly fast menuing with those heal potions. Hour and 12 minutes, just shy of 113. He's about to pull Lich 2. Probably not going to show any respect whatsoever, just run right into it. Yep, there he goes. Saving those nuke charges as well, just going to do Fire 3 on Stove. Doesn't look like he's got too high of an absorb either. 1 round, cleared it out. So there's 1 fiend down. Still nothing nasty yet. We still got Carry coming up, and we've got Slappy Happy Kraken. We'll see if that gives any trouble. Fuchsia has closed the gap now. Literally 1 floor behind him.
About the hour 12-minute mark. FuchsiaFantasy makes his move, and Temple of Fiends Revisited, it looks like. About 1 minute behind.
Yep, we had a Lich 2 pulled just barely over 113. Didn't even last. I think it lasted 1 complete round. Nothing more than that. And we got Carry 2 pull coming up here shortly. You know, I rolled the seed. I hope we see some nastiness.
Calling for some nastiness. Narastra out there did not get his Warmech, unfortunately.
Didn't get it. Last night we saw 4 very, very easy fiends. Nothing too bad at all. And then Gatekeeper Chaos, all the spells and the fast, nuclears, tornadoes. It was beautiful.
Runnable waters for Mono now. Making quick work of the Temple of Fiends revisited so far. Fuchsia Fantasy right behind him. Taking on Lich too.
Well, he did what Edge said not to do. He respected Lich, he stopped and healed up, and we found out on Mono's side you don't have to.
Lobster's giving it to Mono a little bit now, trying to attack Will, the leader. No good. Mono gets away.
Well, here comes everyone's favorite fight.
Kraken 2. Here we go. Versus Monoci85. And his full Light Warrior party. 3 ribbons. Mono fires off a fade right off the bat. Good roll. A 2. Ooh.
Well, there goes Will again. That's why you put him on top, though. He's there to take that hit so that the rest of the team can do their jobs.
Someone's got to order the pizza, right?
Somebody has to order the pizza.
Fade for 292. Kraken's not messing around, Falconic. A big blast, and down goes the White Wizard from Monoci.
Oh, weird. Nobody saw that coming. Kraken taking out a White Mage.
Go figure. Meridian and Will are down now for Monoci. He's got 2 Light Warriors, the Mazmoon. Ribbons on both of his warriors. Right behind him, Fuchsia Fantasy has taken out Carry 2, make quick work of her.
I think we just continue to see more and more runs lately where you're almost taking on Chaos with a solo Light Warrior. And again, on Mono's side, we're down to 2.
There's the vampires. Ugh. These guys will ruin your run if you do not respect and prepare for them, these vampires on the Echo of the Floating Castle floor.
Speaking of respect, plenty of, well, I'd say plenty. He's got 5 nuke charges, but he opts for Fire 3. That could have cost him, but it pays off.
We'll see if Monoci switches his armor around. Take the white shirt and potentially put it on, gosh, maybe even the Knight. No, probably not the Knight. Probably the Black Wizard. He does not do it. He's going to attack.
Yeah, that's a tough one to do. You want to be able to put out Fast and Temper with the Black Wizard, so it's tough to put the white shirt on him, but you also want to use the Power Gauntlet on the Knight. So.
Kraken being Kraken obliterates one of the Red Wizards for Fuchsia Fantasy and then fires a nuke, devastating his Light Warrior party. Kraken has Cure 4 now.
Oh, wow. And right on cue, we see a single Light Warrior over for Mono having to take on Chaos.
Iconic, he just talked about it. Now he's got to fight Airs. Airs have Gaze.
They do, but I think he's got the ribbon. But wow, we did not see any of that from Mono's Kraken 2.
Fuchsia Fantasy getting blasted again using Cure 4s and the Power Gauntlet, trying to take out Kraken 2. Monoci has switched MOs. He's going to take down these Airs by hand.
Oh,
Damage poison.
Oh no,
from the
Kraken
Airs.
2 just took out Fuchsia's Knight as well.
Fuchsia Fantasy looking for plan B here. He's going to start firing nukes. 156. Kraken toying with Fuchsia Fantasy. He hits the reset button. He's got to start over.
Oh, Mono's against the ropes here as well, though.
Mono's on the ropes. He's down to 1 knee. He's less than 100 HP for his Knight. These Airs really stuck it to him.
Oh, he definitely, he got the right roll here with 2 gazes and some attacks there. He's going to come out unscathed. Well, I'm not going to say unscathed, but he's going to be able to recover from this.
His heart is beating. You can feel his pulse.
Yeah, we just took a wipe on Fuchsia's side. We were steps away from Mono taking a wipe here, but he's more than likely.
Oh, gee, here we go again. Damage poison, we believe, is the second skill for these Airs. They like their skills. They're firing Gaze at Mono now, trying to block him from the chamber of the Ultimate Fiend Chaos. There's the damage poison. Mono not messing around. He's going to start cutting up these Airs.
Yeah, they're doing a good job of blocking for sure. This is nasty. I do agree 100% with his decision to fight them and not try to run them. That's another veteran move. Some people would see this fight and try to run, and that could be the worst thing you could ever do, because if you don't get the run off, they just tee off on you. Good night.
We did not see the Cure 4 from Kraken that FuchsiaFantasy saw. We did not see the nuke. We know those are out of the pool. Monoci does not have that advantage, but he's only got one Light Warrior, and there's really only one thing you can do. Roost, 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 and Power Gauntlet.
Yep. Roost it up and just swing for the fences. Depending on what Chaos has, this could be a very, very easy fight for him. This could be tough. There's Damage Poison.
Damage Poison from Chaos. Max Evasion now for Monoci. He's got 3 Rooses on. Here comes the second Power Gauntlet, casting the Saber spell.
Yeah, with the Mazmoon here, he's going to be swinging, unless Chaos has high evasion, high absorb.
Oh.
You don't want to see that, though.
Nuclear from Chaos. Pounds Monoci. Monoci's trying to fight back with 200 damage now. Here's a 672 from Monoci into Chaos.
Yeah, that's a good hit, for sure. Chaos has got to be done. He's got to be done, or close to being on the ropes here.
472, 454, 597, not enough, Falconic!
Oh!
But 667 from the Knight and the Mazmoon is... We have a winner tonight. Monoci85 with an official SRL time of... I don't know.
Yeah, he's got official SRL time of 1 hour, 20 minutes, and 37 seconds.
Monoci85 takes this battle of undefeateds, moves to 5-0, a perfect round, 5 wins for Monoci.
Yeah, first 5-0.
Wow.
Mono again. Are you surprised? He's a co-champion for the league for the tournament that we had. So,
No.
Not surprising at all.
FuchsiaFantasy took the 2 wipes in Mirage, Floating Fortress, and another wipe in Temple of Fiends Revisited. Looks like he's going to play this out. Right now, we're going to see if we can get Monoci in here. 83 chests checked. It's all he needed.
It was the quality of the chest that he chose to check that paid off for him. That's a very low amount. 15 ambushes, somewhere Zara's in a corner just screaming that I'd have been in 30s. He's not wrong, though, too. He would have been in 30s
true.
somehow.
Falconic is going to see if... Wait. Falconic's going to see if we can get Monoci in here. I don't have contact with Monoci at this point in time. We'll see if we can get him in here and ask him about this race tonight, his endeavors in the Ice Cave, his battles with the heirs at the end, and what was going through his mind when he was down to the 2 Light Warriors and then a single Light Warrior for the Chaos fight.
Yeah, Mono should be here shortly. He needs just a few minutes. I think maybe a cookie run.
Could be a cookie run from Monoci. It very might well be.
Who are we kidding? He doesn't have to run for cookies. He's got a drawer right next to him.
He does have a drawer next to him. Monoci85, it's Will. Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, what's up, guys? GG.
GG, Mono.
All right, time to eat my cookies.
Right on
Monoci85, congratulations, 5-0. Did you see this coming? Did you think you could get to 5-0 in the Swiss tournament given these flags and the type of competition that you've been up against?
No, not really. It's got to be really close.
Mm-hmm. Tell us about the heirs.
Well, you can't run from them. I mean, like I got 4 of them, and they went gaze. If I get hit through a ribbon, that's mean it's GG. So I just try to duke it out.
Mm-hmm. They had damage poison as their second skill, but they liked their skills, it looked like. Mochi, you must have gone into the ice cave early, around a dozen times. Did you consider giving up and going somewhere else? Or were you going to do that until you got what it was that you wanted?
Yeah, I was trying to get the tail, but it was not the tail. I was trying to search for the tail, but then it was not there. So at least I got out. Cost me only around 7 minutes, I think.
So you were dissatisfied. So you were going to, given your party composition, did you decide that you were going to guaranteed get the tail and class change because you had the Thief Ninja?
Yeah, I really wanted the ninja after I saw Nuke level 1.
We actually considered, we were talking after you saw Nuke level 1, you were going to get on the ninja after a class change. Were there any considerations whatsoever to change to another red mage?
No, because I was kind of rushed it with a thief, so I had to choose thief and keep it there. I needed the run power from the thief.
Your opponent tonight, Fuchsia Fantasy, has just initiated his second battle with Kraken 2. Mono, what you did not see was Kraken 2 lead-off spell is Nuke, and the follow-up spell is Cure 4. You were able to get through Kraken 2 before you saw that. He's got 2 light warriors down right now. He's down to his 2 red wizards.
Wow.
Fuchsia Fantasy wiped to the bad men in the floating fortress. After he wiped to metal slimes, got him on the Bridge of Destiny on his way to Tiamat. Lightning 2, and they ambushed him. So he perished twice in the floating fortress and Mirage Tower, and he was also just about a floor behind you in the Temple of Fiends you visited when, was it Kraken 2 that got him, Falconic?
Yeah, it was Kraken 2 that got him cleared out there. It was like you said, it was the metal slimes that wiped him out pretty good. I think we saw something else. The bad men, I think, got him a couple times.
Wow, he only have 1 ribbon.
1 ribbon.
Yeah, that was a big talking point. You made a couple of checks on some chests that Fuchsia didn't, and Will and I were discussing. They weren't actually all that far out of the way. Volcano, after you picked up the white shirt, he went straight down towards Carrie. You checked top right and pulled out the opal bracelet. And then Earth Cave, you picked up your first ribbon. He didn't bother checking those 3 chests. He didn't even check the chest after the vampire for the gold bracelet. So everything you decided to pick paid out very well.
In the Cardia Islands.
Yeah,
I mean,
Cardia Islands as well.
What? He skipped Cardia Island?
Correct. There was also, in the vampire chest was the gold bracelet, and your opponent tonight, Fuchsia, did decide to skip that as well.
Wow.
Yeah, he skipped Cardia because he did ordeals first, and through process of elimination knew that the tail was in Waterfall and opted not to go for it. So there was just no reason for him to hit up the Isles.
Oh, so he didn't want to do Waterfall?
Nope.
No.
He knew the tail was there and he didn't want it.
Was there any ribbon in Waterfall?
Black shirt.
Oh yeah.
No, but the tail, of course, you didn't. It was a 50-50 chance that it would be there for you. But like you said earlier, you went to Ice Cave hoping for the tail. So finding that tail led you to your class change, and that led you to finding the 3rd ribbon. So the gear was just heavily in your favor because of the checks you made.
He was your opponent tonight, Fuchsia Fantasy, was ahead progression-wise. He had Castle Ordeals done early, and then you were even Steven, I guess you could say, throughout really this incredibly fast-paced match. But he had the Crown and Ordeals done, and also the Crown Quest done. And it looks like Falconic's working on getting Fuchsia Fantasy in here if he's interested in the post-game interview. We're not quite sure yet, though.
He is. He needs a couple minutes here after that seed, I think.
Yeah, I need to chew my cookie. I'll be right back.
So just blistering pace that we saw from both of them. That 2 orbs within 35 minutes, 3 within 45. It's no wonder why we're seeing 2 4-0s, now a 5-0 coming out of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was an absolute clinic. And is that Fuchsia Fantasy?
I believe that is a Fuchsia here. Can you hear us, sir?
Yes, I can.
Fuchsia GG.
Hold on a second. I gotta take
Good game, man.
I don't know if it was really good.
You could hear the cookies in the voice.
Oh, that Kraken. Not fun.
Tell us about it. What did you find there?
Nuke and Cheer 4 and Slappy Happy Time.
We can inform you that your opponent Monoci did not see the nuke nor the Cure 4. Kraken just meleeed him down, knocked Monoci down to 2 light warriors, and then Monoci lost another light warrior. Was that to the heirs, I believe?
Was to Tiamat too.
I'm guessing you had life too, because White Mage was forced.
Yeah, I had life too, but then Kraken 2 didn't want my White Mage to live.
I mean, what really screwed me was that Wipe and Sky Castle. That really set me back.
the Bridge of Destiny, Fuchsia. Tell us what was going through your mind when the metal slimes ambushed you and just kept firing lightning too.
I don't think I can I don't think I can say that on air.
Fair enough, because we were thinking the same thing.
Fuchsia, Falconic here. One of the big differences we saw in this race, the path started to diverge just a little bit with Volcano for Mono early, and you went Ice Cave. There were a few chests that Mono decided to take the extra steps for that you opted to pass. And I think, unfortunately, this seed, it kind of cost you a little bit. He found all 3 ribbons. We were discussing that with some of the games we've seen you play, 1 ribbon is more than enough for you. Did you feel comfortable about your gear? Were you still kind of hoping to find a late ribbon there?
I was a little uncomfortable because I knew Sea Trolls had Zap, or some enemy on the seafloor would have Zap. Fortunately, I didn't run into that. Other than that, there was Wall at tier 3, and I had 3 characters that could cast it, and that was normally it would be enough for me. I just said that YOLO, I will handle the zaps when it comes. I found the 1 ribbon in Sky Castle, and that was, more than I needed, really, in my opinion.
Even after those 2 wipes, Fuchsia, you were able to enter the Temple of Fiends Revisited initially at 1 hour 9 minutes. Monoci, you entered at 1 hour 6 minutes. You both decided to take some levels. Fuchsia, you did the first floor. Mono, you went on to the 3rd floor, the Gas Dragon floor. You kept running into Badmen, slowed you down a little bit. You decided to make your dive, Mono, at 1 hour 11 minutes, Fuchsia at 1 hour 12 minutes. You were 1 floor apart the whole way until Kraken 2 happened to do some damage to both of you.
Yeah, Kraken 2 was pretty nasty. I didn't see the nuke. That was lucky me, but I didn't do anything except cast Fade, nuke, and Fade. So it's he die first or I die first. One of those.
It wasn't the nuke that bothered me so much because all of my standing characters survived that. It was the Cure 4 that really doomed me.
How did you guys feel about your party decision? We already asked Mono about his thief. When you did the double red mage and saw nuke early, you had to feel pretty good about that, right?
Oh, definitely. But I planned on going with red mages as soon as I saw the white mage. I planned on going with red mages before I saw the white mage, actually.
I must say, certainly as a fan of this Final Fantasy Randomizer and being a member of this community, wow, from both of you. You showed tonight why both of you are 4-0. You showed tonight how you've both already qualified for the brackets. You're both going to do a lot of damage later on. We're going to be seeing a lot of both of you in the future. And you guys were so good and so fast and so skillful that I couldn't even get some promos in. And when I can't get my promos in, guys, that's pretty impressive. Falconic was able to talk a little bit about some of the upcoming features that we've got for Final Fantasy Randomizer as well. But it's a testament to both of your guys' skills and your execution, your routing, your choices that you make, your moves that people don't quite see, that make both of you guys elite. So GG's to both of you, and certainly congratulations. You're both in the bracket stage. At this point, you're going to see who your opponents are sometime in the future. The play-in race will be happening. Both of you will more than likely are looking at getting one of those 3 and 2 competitors. I certainly hope that I'm one of them because I'd love to take either one of you on.
All right. Is that a challenge? I'll take it.
I think it is.
So who win get cookies?
Who win gets the cookies. That sounds good, Mono. We're going to go ahead and wrap things up here on Randomania tonight. We'd like to thank Tiered X for taking care of the tracking and all the insane madness that with the blistering pace, really, I think Falconic said it, that these 2 players did. He was able to keep us on our toes as well. Noraestra and Randomania Prime for taking care of us tonight with Final Fantasy. We'd certainly like to thank all the fans of Randomania and Final Fantasy Randomizer for joining us as well. Our winner tonight, Monoci, moving to 5-0. Any final thoughts on the match tonight?
I think I was pretty lucky to get all 3 ribbons. That's why I felt pretty confident with my dive, and I didn't see any nasty stuff decide to crack into on my white mage. It's pretty much come down to RNG. And thanks for commentating, guys, and thanks Nora for the restream.
Thank you, Monoci. FuchsiaFantasy. A lot of players you would have taken out, certainly with this run. At all. You played a great player, fallen to 4-1, moving on to the bracket stage. How do you feel about your future here in the tournament?
Well, I feel pretty good, and I feel pretty good about the run I had up to the whole Kraken incident. I liked my decisions. I saw the early wall, early temper, and I said, I'm just going to go very light on gear. And once I saw the tail was at Waterfall, I said, I got to skip this. I got a Sun Sword. That's good enough to go. And unfortunately, it didn't work out for me.
My broadcast partner, FuchsiaFantasy. Always a pleasure to work with you, my friend. Any final thoughts tonight?
It went smooth as can be. You've got two racers here that just flew through the game. It's a little, take this for what it's worth, it's almost a little boring to call a race between two people that route so perfectly that all you can really do is kind of discuss what they're doing. The guesses are kind of minimal, and they just made quick work of the game. It's a wonder to watch. I think a lot of people are going to learn about this and kind of see the decisions you guys made and try to go for it. And I think they may not have the best of luck. You guys showed some tremendous skill tonight. Everything was planned. Everything was very strategic. It was awesome to watch. So great run, both of you.
Very impressive. Vilconic and myself talked about it during the match. If you want to learn, if you want to play at a high level, this is a match to watch with what these two players do. It was certainly a pleasure joining Vilconic and Randomania here, Final Fantasy Randomizer fans. We'd like to remind you that tomorrow, the high noon showdown. We're going to try it again. 3-1's for Zondo versus 3-1 Ikbin Maya. We had a power outage last time. We're going to get it again. High noon tomorrow. That's June 30th, Eastern Time, right here on the Randomania family of networks. I can't wait for that one. Later on tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern, Edgeworth at 3-1 takes on Arson Horse at 3-1. Both these matches, the winner will move directly into the bracket stage, gets to skip the play-in race. The loser has to dance in the play-in race. I'm hoping to be there. It's going to be a big race where the top finishers move on to the bracket stage as well. These players are taking this match as serious as can be. The stakes are very high. That's tomorrow, starts at noon right here on Randomania. For Vilconic FF, Tyrannex, our tracker, our restream and our race job, my name is Will. Says, have yourself a wonderful evening.